Hey, what's up, guys? Here on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we do here is fire. You guys know the drill, so let's get right to the YouTube show I have for you guys today. Now, Wednesday, November 22nd, day before Thanksgiving. Let's get right to it. We just finished up our audio show about 25 minutes ago for the Apple Podcast and Spotify. Definitely check that out. That will probably be posted in the next hour or so. It's got to go through all the process and stuff like that. But let's get right to our YouTube show. We got 3 segments today. First up, we're going to be going over this week's NFL schedule. We got Thanksgiving tomorrow. We got 3 games. We got a game on Friday. First time it's on a Black Friday. And then we got Sunday football. So we're going to go over all that. And then we're going to go over all the college football games that happen tomorrow. That's going to be happening Friday. And it's going to be happening Saturday. Big matchup between my Ohio State Buckeyes and the Michigan Wolverines. We're going to talk to you about that matchup and how that has any pertain to what's going to happen in the college football playoffs. We're going to go over a little bit about what the 1 through 4 is looking at for the college football playoffs. And then we're moving on to our last segment. And what moves do the Los Angeles Lakers need? Do they need to make a midseason move? A blockbuster big trade, or should they go with like some role players around LeBron and Anthony Davis, better shooters, whatever? What do they need to do to make sure that they're legitimate contenders and they will be in the NBA Finals this year as LeBron turns 39 in about a month or so, and there's the 21st season of LeBron. Last night he just passed 39,000 points, the first ever. So we're going to be going into that and all the stats that are coming along with LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers. But first up, we're going to be going over the NFL schedule this week. And let's get right to it. So I'm going to be sharing my screen right here. And let's get right into it. So share screen. I'm going to go into the NFL schedule. So here we go, guys. So first up, wait, let me just take this off. Give me 2 seconds. All right. So first up, on Thanksgiving at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Fox, we got the 4-6 Packers taking on the Detroit Lions, who are 8-2 at Detroit. Always the morning game is Detroit and against somebody, and it usually is a better matchup. This would have been crazy if it was Aaron Rodgers with the Packers versus Detroit, how good they are this year. But nonetheless, it's still the Packers going against the Detroit Lions. It's going to be a hard-fought, gritty game. I think the Lions are going to win this game. Legitimately, I think the Lions will win this game, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm hoping for a upset. If the Packers upset the Lions on Thanksgiving morning to take down the Lions at the Lions, that will drop the Lions to 8-3, and that will be a monster loss for the Lions and a big win for the Packers. That's just fantastic. We, as a Cowboys fan, we need that to happen. So I'm gonna ride with the upset. I'm going with the Packers to win this game over Detroit. Now, I could be totally wrong, and Detroit might absolutely rout the Packers on this game tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. But I'm hoping Packers come to play on Thanksgiving. Now, at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time on CBS, you got my Dallas Cowboys home, like always, against the Washington Commanders. Cowboys are 7-3. Commanders are 4-7. Cowboys are in the last 5 games are 4-1. We're looking to become 5-1, and we are going to become 5-1 as we are going to destroy the Washington Commanders tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time in Dallas, as Dallas will improve to 8-3, and if the Lions lose this game, that will drop the Lions to 8-3 as well. And then the Thursday night game on NBC, we got the 7-3 San Francisco 49ers at the Seattle Seahawks, who are 6-4. Both teams are in the division. These are all games are division rivals. This is going to be one hell of a day. And I'm going to take the Seattle Seahawks with the upset over the San Francisco 49ers. I think Seattle has what it takes to beat San Fran. This is a division rival game. It's in Seattle in the 12. I'm going with Seattle to take the upset over San Fran. That will drop San Fran lower than the Cowboys, lower than the Lions, and lower than the Eagles in the NFC. And that will drop San Fran to tie with the Seattle Seahawks in their division at 7-4. That's going to be one hell of a thing. If the Packers win this game and the Seahawks win and my Cowboys win, oh my God, it's going to be one hell of a Thanksgiving. I cannot wait. I'm hoping it's going to happen, but I won't be surprised if the 49ers absolutely demolish the Seahawks or the Lions demolish the Packers. But what's definitely happening is the Cowboys are definitely demolishing the Commanders tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Thanksgiving. Now, first time we have Black Friday game. It's the first time in NFL history that we have a game on Black Friday. 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Friday, November 24th, day after Thanksgiving, we got the 7-3 Dolphins taking on the New York Jets at New York in the Jets in MetLife in East Rutherford. It's going to be one hell of a game. I think it's going to be a hard-fought, gritty game, but the Jets need a definite win here. But I'm going to go with the safe bet, and I'm going to take the Dolphins with the win over the Jets here. But if the Dolphins do lose to the Jets, that is a big loss. That means Jets have beaten Buffalo. They have beaten Miami in their division. That is some big L's. Those are some big things. And if Aaron Rodgers comes back and they go on a winning streak after this win against Miami or in the next two, and they go on a winning streak, watch out. Jets are coming, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, Jets will be coming. If they can somehow beat the Dolphins and win their next game and go 6-6, and let's say Aaron Rodgers comes back the week after they become 6-6, they have a great chance of making the playoffs and making a deep run into the playoffs. But I'm going to go with the safe bet of the Dolphins, but do not be surprised if the Jets upset the Dolphins at New York. Again, Zach Wilson is not starting. Tim Boyle is going to be in start for Zach Wilson in the New York Jets as a starting quarterback on Friday. So we'll see how he does. I'm hoping he does better than Zach Wilson. I think anybody can do better than Zach Wilson, but we got to see. So let's move on to the Sunday games on November 26th. Scroll down. We got to these games at the 1 o'clock. Okay, so at 1 o'clock on Fox, we got 5-5 Saints at the Atlanta Falcons, who are 4-6. This is a division rival game. I'm going to go with the upset. I'm going to take the Falcons at home to beat the Saints, and the Saints and the Falcons will have the same record in the same division at 5-6. Then at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on CBS, you got the 6-4 Steelers taking on the Cincinnati Bengals at 5-5 at Cincinnati without Joe Burrow. I'm going to go with the Steelers to win this game at Cincinnati. Steelers improved to 7-4. Bengals dropped to 5-6. Then at 1 p.m. Eastern Time again, you got the Jacksonville Jaguars at 7-3 taking on the Houston Texans at Houston at 6-4 with C.J. Stroud and Trevor Lawrence. I'm taking my boy C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans to get the upset over the number one team in their division, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and win this game. Let's go, Houston. Then at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on CBS, you have the 4-6 Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Indianapolis Colts at the Colts at 5-5. I'm going to take the Colts with the win over Tampa Bay at home. I think the Colts have a little bit more firepower than Tampa, and Tampa's been sliding. I'm going to go with the Colts to improve to 6-5 on the season, and the Buccaneers to drop to 4-7. Then at 1 p.m. Eastern Time again, you got the New England Patriots, who are 2-8, one of the worst teams in the league and in the AFC, at the New York Giants, who are 3-8. We're going with, you guys know, ladies and gentlemen, we're going with the New England Patriots to take the upset over the Giants at the Giants. Let's go, Patriots. And the Patriots will improve to 3-8, and the Giants will drop to 3-9. Then at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, we have the Carolina Panthers, who are 1-9, the worst team in the NFL, taking on the Tennessee Titans at Tennessee, who's 3-7. I would go with the Panthers, but man, they don't have enough firepower. Bryce Young's the rookie. They don't have a really solid running back. Miles Sanders is in and out, goes in, goes good, goes bad. Their defense is atrocious. Their offensive line is terrible. Their wide receiving core is I'm going to go with Tennessee. They got Derrick Henry, you got DeAndre Hopkins, Levis. I'm going to go with the Tennessee Titans taking the win at home of the Carolina Panthers. Carolina drops to 1-10. Tennessee improves to 4-7. Now let's move on to the other games we have on Sunday. So, the other games we have on Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, here on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we do here is fire. You guys know the drill. So, at 4:05 p.m. Eastern Time, we have the 4-6 Los Angeles Rams taking on the Arizona Cardinals at Arizona, who are 2-9, one of the worst teams in the NFL as well. But they do have Kyler Murray back. I'm going to take the upset here, and I'm going to go with the Arizona Cardinals with the win at home, with Kyler Murray getting the win over the Los Angeles Rams in a division game, as the Rams will drop to 4-7 and the Cardinals will improve to 3-9. Then at 4:05, you have the 7-3 Browns without Deshaun Watson taking on the Denver Broncos, who are 5-5 and are rolling. They're 4-1 in the last 5. I'm going to take the Denver Broncos with another win at home against the Cleveland Browns. Let's go, Broncos. Broncos country, let's ride. That's the saying of Russell Wilson with the Broncos. That is one funny-ass meme, if you guys look that up. At 4:25 Eastern Time, you have the 7-3 Kansas City Chiefs, who just came off the rematch of the Super Bowl. They lost to the Eagles 21-17 just this Monday. They are coming out for revenge, taking on the Las Vegas Raiders at 5-6. The Chiefs are going to dismantle the Raiders. It is going to be a terrible blowout, and the Kansas City Chiefs will improve to 8-3, and the Raiders will drop to 5-7. Then at 4:25 Eastern Time, you have the Buffalo Bills, who are 6-5, taking on the Philadelphia Eagles, who are 9-1 at Philadelphia. Philadelphia coming off of the big win in Arrowhead against Kansas City and taking the win in the Super Bowl rematch. Buffalo Bills have a new and improved offense with the new offensive coordinator that looked against the Jets. They scored 33 points against that defense, and that defense has given Kansas City and the Eagles a lot of problems. I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills with the upset at the Eagles on 4:25 p.m. Eastern Time, CBS, this Sunday on November 26th. Buffalo will win this game and beat the Eagles to drop the Eagles to 9-2 and the Buffalo Bills to improve to 7-5. Then at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time on NBC, you have the Baltimore Ravens, who are 8-3, taking on the Los Angeles Chargers, who are 4-6 at the Chargers. I think this is going to be a very close offensive game, but I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens taking the win over the Los Angeles Chargers. That will improve the Ravens to 9-3 and drop the Chargers to 4-7. Then on Monday Night Football on November 27th, you at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN and ABC and ESPN Deportes, we have the 3-8 Chicago Bears with Justin Fields making his second consecutive start after the finger injury, his thumb injury, I would say, taking on the Minnesota Vikings at Minnesota, who are 6-5. With Joshua Dobbs taking at the helm. I'm going to go with the upset here, and I'm going with the Bears taking the win at Minnesota. I think Justin Fields is going to want to have one of the best games of the year and of his career yet against Minnesota. He had a great game last week against Detroit and just barely lost at Detroit. I think he's going to answer back and beat Minnesota at Minnesota. Let's go Bears. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it for the NFL schedule this week. And that wraps up everything that we're going to go into our college football weekend schedule, and we're going into that right now. So I'll get you guys to that in just a sec. So our college football schedule is here. So let's get right to it, ladies and gentlemen. So first up, on Thursday, tomorrow, on Thanksgiving, we have number 12 Ole Miss taking on Mississippi State, who's unranked at Mississippi State at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN. I'm going to take number 12 Ole Miss with the win at Mississippi State. Then at Friday, November 24th, on Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, we have TCU, unranked TCU, taking on number 13 Oklahoma at number 13 Oklahoma at 12 p.m. on Fox. I'm going to take number 13 Oklahoma with the win over TCU. Then you have number 17 Iowa, taking on Nebraska at Nebraska. I'm going to take number 17 Iowa with the win over Nebraska. Then you have Miami taking on Boston College. I'm going to take Miami with the win over Boston College. We're going to move down the list. You got number 23, Tulane, home against UTSA. I'm going to take number 23, Tulane, with the win over here. Then you have number 9, Missouri, taking on unranked Arkansas at 4 p.m. I'm going to go with the upset here, and I think Arkansas will make the upset over Missouri. I could be totally wrong, but I think the upset's coming against Missouri. Now let's get to the other games. So let me scroll down the list here. So then we have number 7 Texas, home against Texas Tech, who's unranked at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on ABC. I'm taking number 7 Texas to hold on and win this game against Texas Tech. Then you have number 11 Penn State taking on Michigan State, who's one of the worst teams in college football, at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm taking the number 11 Penn State to take the win over Michigan State. Then you have number 16 Oregon State taking on number 6 Oregon at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Fox. You guys know where I'm going with. I'm going with the upset here. I'm taking number 16 Oregon State, who just barely lost to Washington last week. They are going to beat Oregon at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday, November 24th. Then on Saturday, November 25th, we have the game of the year. Number 2 Ohio State The Buckeyes taking on number 3 Michigan, the Wolverines at Michigan at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time on Fox. My Ohio State Buckeyes are going to take the win over number 3 Michigan at Michigan, and we're going to solidify us as one of the best teams, if not the best team in college football. Definitely top 2. But I would say if we beat Michigan, we are the number 1 seed in the college football playoffs. That is what I've been thinking, and that is what I'm sticking with. Now you have number 10, Louisville, at 12 p.m. Eastern Time on ABC, taking on unranked Kentucky. I'm going to take number 10, Louisville, with the win at home. Then you have number 14, LSU, taking on Texas A&M, who's unranked. I'm taking LSU at ranked 14 at home, taking the win over Texas A&M. Then, moving on from that, we don't have any other ranked games. We're going to move on to the rest of the list. We really don't have any other ranked games until now, so we'll get you guys to right there in just a sec. So first up, we have number 8, Alabama, taking on unranked Auburn at Auburn. Both teams always play each other hard at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time on CBS, but I'm taking the safe bet of number 8, Alabama, taking the win over unranked Auburn. Then you have number 15, Arizona, taking on Arizona State at Arizona State at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to take Arizona State with the upset over number 15, Arizona. Then you have BYU taking on Oklahoma State, ranked number 20 in the nation at Oklahoma State. I'm taking Oklahoma State with the win. Then you have Vanderbilt taking on number 21 Tennessee at number 21 Tennessee. I'm taking Tennessee, which is ranked number 21. I'm taking them to win the game over Vanderbilt. Then you have number 25 Liberty taking on UTEP. I'm taking number 25 Liberty with the win. Then you roll down the list. The last 2 ranked games, you have number 4, Washington at 4 p.m. Eastern Time on Fox, taking on Washington State. I'm taking Washington with the win over Washington State. Then you have number 5, Florida State, taking on Florida, the Gators, in Gatorland, at the Gators. Without their quarterback, I'm going to go with the upset here. I'm taking Florida to win this game over Florida State. Now let's move on to the next games that we have. And these are the last games we have on the college football schedule this weekend on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. First up on Saturday, you got number 18 Notre Dame taking on unranked Stanford at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm taking number 18 Notre Dame to take the win over Stanford. And then you have number 1 Georgia taking on Georgia Tech at Georgia Tech at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on ABC. This is going to be one big blowout, and I'm taking Georgia with the win. Then you have number 24 Clemson at unranked South Carolina. I'm going to take the upset with South Carolina taking the win over Dabo Swinney and the Clemson Tigers at South Carolina. And then you have number 19 Kansas State going against Iowa State at Kansas State. I'm taking Kansas State with the win at home. Then you have NC State, who's ranked 22nd in the nation, and I'm taking them to beat North Carolina. And then other than that, guys, that is pretty much it for the college football schedule. That is this weekend. And we are going to be moving on to our last segment here on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we do here is fire. You guys know the drill. So let's get right to the end of our YouTube show here. First up, we're going to be going over some big news coming out of the Lakers organization. Can the Lakers get a big mid-season trade and keep most of their depth? That is the biggest question. Do my Los Angeles Lakers need a big trade, a blockbuster trade, a third star? Or do we need more role players? Do we need more shooters? What are the reasons? Now, thanks to the great moves last season, trade deadline, and this offseason, the Lakers now find themselves with the deepest and the most talented roster, the most legitimate tradable contract since signing LeBron James. That's no secret. That bodes well for the Lakers' championship hope for this season coming up, for the season now, and for their chances to pull off a blockbuster move before the trade deadline to upgrade their roster from championship contender to title favorites. The Lakers find themselves in an enviable position of not having to make a move to compete for the championship, but they won't hesitate. They won't hesitate to swing for the fences if the right player or players will suddenly become available. Everybody knows the Lakers would like to trade for a third superstar to play alongside LeBron and AD, help win a championship this season, and then replace James whenever he decides to retire or leave in free agency. The Lakers still have 2 open roster spots to fill and are hoping to add enough to depth so that they'll have a strong 10-man rotation even after trading 2 or 3 current players for a third star before the trade deadline. While Rob Pelinka, our general manager, while Rob Pelinka has done a masterful job rebuilding the team on the court. He's done an even better job cleaning up and optimizing the Lakers' salary cap, so he's the trading chips to pursue a third star or superstar. Pelinka has built this roster for a big trade. While Reeves is throwing his hat in the ring to be the team's third star, the Lakers will be on a mission and know this could be their best chance to get another ring for LeBron. Been saying it. This is the season. If LeBron wants another ring, this has got to be the season. If not, his hopes of getting another ring before he retires are over. If the Lakers start strong, stay healthy, and get winning play from their starters and rotation, major trading chips, and key wildcard projects, they could still have championship caliber depth after training for a third star. What would the Lakers' mega trade packages look like? So first up, we could trade for a Trae Young, for perhaps. We would have to give up D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura, and Jalen Hood-Schoonamaker, a 2029 first-round pick, and a 2030 first-round pick. That would be enough to give to the Hawks to get Trae Young. I don't mind that trade. I know we just paid Rui Hachimura and D'Angelo Russell, so it's going to be a little bit of a bummer not having those guys, but getting Trae Young, that would be fantastic. Then another one that a lot of talk has been Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine coming to the Lakers, $40 million 4-year deal. D'Angelo Russell will go. Rui Hachimura will go. Jalen Schoonamaker will go. 2029 first-round pick. 2030 first-round pick. That will also go. So the same trade for Trae Young would go for Zach LaVine. Then the Lakers, the Lakers could go for Miles Turner and Buddy Hield. Same thing that we tried to do last year. We would have to give up the same trade. D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura, Jalen Hood, Scudafino, 2029 first-round pick, and 2030 first-round pick. Now, here the three proposed Laker trades for $40 million stars are built upon packages of D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura, and the guys that have started. So the Lakers love the roster they have right now, but understand that this season is the opportunity to win their 18th NBA championship, as well as the chance to trade for their third superstar, eventually replace LeBron James. What will Lakers post-trade depth charts look like? Trae Young at the point guard, Austin Reeves at the shooting guard, Cam Reddish at the 3, LeBron at the 4, Davis at the 5. Backups would be Gabe Vincent at the 1. Shooting guard would be Max Christie. Taurean Prince would be the 3. Jared Vanderbilt would be the 4. And Jackson Hayes would be the 5. That is... And then the other backups, Demoji Hodge, Maxwell Lewis, Alex Fudge, and Colin Castelliston. Then another one would be Austin Reeves at the 1. Zach LaVine at the 2. Cam Reddish at the 3. LeBron James at the 4. Anthony Davis at the 5. Gabe Winston at the 1, Max Christie at the 2, Taurean Prince at the 3, Jared Vanderbilt at the 4, and Jackson Hayes at the 5. That's a monster lineup as well. Then another position would be Austin Reeves at the 1, Buddy Hield at the 2, LeBron James at the 3, Anthony Davis at the 4, Miles Turner at the 5. That would be another monster. I mean, that would be something. And then you would have Gabe Vincent at the 1, Max Christie at the 2, Taurean Prince at the 3, Cam Reddish at the 4, and Jackson Hayes at the 5. To me, I think the best one would probably be the third one. Austin Reeves at the 1, Buddy Hield at the 2, LeBron James at the 3, Anthony Davis at the 4, Miles Turner at the 5. Then you get Gabe Vincent at the 1 and the backup, Max Christie at the 2, Taurean Prince is a 3, Cam Reddish is a 4, and Jackson Hayes as a 5. That is one hell. And then Jared Vanderbilt will be at the bench at the end. Which I like Jared Vanderbilt being in there, but it's all right. I mean, we could sub him out for Cam Reddish any day of the week for defensive wise for the backups, or even sub out so we could do that. That would be something. I think that's probably the best trade for us. But people that Hayes and Reddish wild cards could be a key to trade. Those are other things that could be happening. Lakers need all 3 of their 2019 top 10 draft picks to have career seasons so they can pull off a mega midseason trade for a third star or a superstar and still have a championship caliber depth after the trade. So I think for the trade-wise, I think we have great trades we can get. And also has changed. We can get like an Alex Caruso with a DeMar DeRozan, or Alex Caruso with a Zach LaVine. We'll have to give up a little bit more. We probably have to bring in Austin Reeves into that conversation. But other than that, I think that's a pretty good system that we can work with. Trae Young, that would be pretty cool. Then you have Zach LaVine, and then you have Buddy Hield and Miles Turner. Imagine Miles Turner at the 5, AD at the 4, LeBron at the 3. I mean, Austin Reeves at the 1, and then Buddy Hield at the 2, and then you would have Zach LaVine. I mean, that would just be one hell of a team right there. You would have Zach LaVine in the other trade and Trae Young in the other trade. All 3 trades work. I think they would all work out really well. I like those trades, but we'll see what happens. Those were trades that could have been in the offseason. Maybe they will be able to do it in the midseason. But DeMar DeRozan's name has been coming up a lot. Alex Caruso's name has been coming up. So we'll see what happens. But I think the Lakers have a great roster. I just think they need to start winning games. They're 9-6 right now after the 30-something point win last night against Utah, as LeBron passes the 39,000 mark as the first player in NBA history to have over 39,000 points. We also are 4-0 in the in-season tournament. The Lakers have moved in as they are the first team to get into their first group. And they are going to be hosting a game there in LA in Crypto.com Arena. So it's pretty cool. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. For my YouTube show here on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we do here is fire. You guys know the drill. So let's go Lakers. My Dallas Cowboys play tomorrow. Let's go Dallas. And other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. I'm your host, Zach Jackson, here on the Fire Sports Pod. And that will be it here today on our YouTube show, where everything we do here is fire. Peace out. Have a great Thanksgiving. And I'll catch you guys next week on Wednesday from 3 to 5. We'll have some special guests coming on for my podcast next week. I know we were supposed to have it this week. Couldn't get to them, but it doesn't matter. We're going to have them next week, and it's going to be a fire show. Definitely tune into this. We had some great segments. Audio show should be posted already, if not in the next half an hour or so. By 6, it should be posted. Definitely check my YouTube show out that I'm about to post right after this. It was a great show. Appreciate all the support, guys. Let's keep going up from here, and I'm out. Peace.